Welcome in, everybody. Episode number 58 of StickKid Sports. We are pumped this evening. Happy Halloween to all as well listening in. As you can see, we're fitted up on this episode at 58, except for our colleague here, Chase Ford, is not supporting. But the real reason if episode 58 is so special is we have the man, Mr. Garrison Earnest, my coworker, an absolute beast when it comes to all college and NFL football. This guy is the man. He gives locks every other day in the office. Garrison Earnest from Woodstock, Georgia. How are we feeling this evening, Mike?
That was probably the best intro I've ever gotten, so thank you. Excited to be here, excited to get my name out, get on the pod.
Let's go.
Of course, we're going to dive into a lot of college football, NFL. Gary knows all. You guys will come to find out. He's going to help break down the slate. We've got tons of interesting games, so we're going to get after it.
We are.
Let's do it.
We're gonna have so much fun here. We're gonna set the agenda as we say at Verkada, right? We'll get some questions thrown out to Gary. We'll let you guys get to know him. We'll throw in some NFL, some college, so we got it all coming your way on episode 58.
Yeah, you want to hit him with some rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire. We're starting them off. We'll get to know some Garrison Earnest on the pod to start. So, Gary, tell us here at StickKid a little bit about yourself. Give us a little synopsis, like if we're in an interview with Tim Price. What we got?
Okay, well, this was not prompted, so I don't have much coming in. I'm from Woodstock, Georgia. Went to the University of Georgia. Back to my Natty Champs. Go Dogs. Working with Brad. Got to know him. Got to know Chase through that more too. And just happy to be here. Loving it down in Tampa.
Let's
yes,
go.
sir. Big Georgia sports lover, and we're going to get after it.
Yep. He's got all the knowledge you want in that space. All right, so got to ask. Greatest Georgia Bulldog of all time. Who we got?
I think you got to go Herschel Walker. I think there's just
safe pick. I like it.
A lot of people more kind of reaching for that Stetson Bennett, greatest quarterback to ever come through. I don't know. I think I got to go Herschel.
All right, I like it. All right, so Garrison, for backstory of this question, was a manager at the bar. What's the bar called in Athens?
Polly's.
So Polly's was the place to be if you were ever there on a game day Saturday. So I want to know the coolest athlete you met at UGA. There's got to be one being at Polly's all the time.
All right, so cool thing about Polly's, Roquan Smith.
Oh,
actually has he's got some stake in Polly's, let's say. So definitely would say Roquan Smith. I also met Arch Manning at a recruiting event. He was recruiting, ended up at Polly's, got to meet Arch Manning. So that was pretty cool as well. I've met Stetson, I've met Brock Bowers, I've met the crew, but definitely would say those
I like it. So you've told me personally the Arch Manning story, like, I want to hear it a little bit. Did you try to convince Arch at all? Like, you had to a little, right?
Listen, I saw him head for the bathroom line, so I was like, all right, here goes my chance. It's a one stall, so I knew I'd have to at least brush shoulders with him. So, he comes out, I'm like, hey, man, I know you got this a lot, but let me snap a selfie. Like, it's Arch Manning, And we start chopping, and I'm like, oh, hey, just how you liking it here so far? It's great, whatever. I was like, I'm telling you. Best school in the nation. I'm just saying it right now.
I like it.
And he's like, all right. And that was my conversation, my recruiting process.
At his school visit then?
During his school visit to Georgia.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Arch Manning, he's that guy. He almost got on the field last
Really?
week. Yeah.
So if what is he going to transfer? That's a
I doubt it.
Because Ewers has got another. Well, he's got another year, I think.
Ewers does.
I think so.
And then they have another guy behind him who started last game.
Right.
Oh, God.
So he's the
He might have to
guy.
go.
I saw he was on the
SEC.
sideline, and then I was wondering, is Manning in? And
because they were planning on smoking, I think it was BYU, and then they were going to put him in for the end for a drive. Never did.
Arch.
All right, well, how about Kirby Smart? I need an opinion. Is he the greatest coach? I mean, what's the deal? What's your take on Kirby?
Listen, I definitely think respect to Nick Saban, especially all growing up SEC football. It's Nick Saban, but seeing that kind of downfall, I think is what we're starting to see a little bit less with Saban, and I think it's kind of time for Kirby to take a step up and kind of take over that role. I think he's also probably the best coach to come out of working with Coach Saban in Alabama.
Really? So, but he hasn't passed him yet, you're saying?
I'm saying it's close. I don't think yet. I think we've done great. It's been a great couple seasons for Kirby, but he's got to do more to, take that title from Saban, I think.
Okay.
I agree. He's not there yet.
He's not there yet, and we have to know that Saban did learn his ways at the Michigan State University where he had a head coaching job. So let's just throw it out there. He's still the GOAT in our opinions of coaches. We'll just say that here. Drop the mic. All right, well, yeah, okay, so favorite, I mean, obviously football seems to be it, but gotta ask, like, college football, NFL football, what are you taking over one to watch?
It's a tough choice. I think college football is just extraordinary, and I think that, you know, when it comes to NFL, money involved, it's just, I think that at the end of the day, they fight harder in college, but, you know, you're starting to see more NIL, things like that, so, you know, definitely could change. But for now, I would say college football. I love a good college football Saturday.
Yeah, I find myself switching like week to week on which one's my favorite. I don't know why, but some days I'm like, oh yeah, college football, this was a sweet Saturday.
Yeah.
And then NFL comes, and I'm like, oh, I just loved NFL.
Right.
But I do like how college football, I feel like, lasts longer. I feel like NFL ends short. I don't know why. It feels like a longer day with college football.
I agree.
Maybe because of the late night games, like the 10 o'clockers.
Yeah, college football, there's so many games. There's just so many.
I think that's what I truly like about it. Like, I like the NFL football probably more, personally, but I like the day of the college.
Okay. I mean, you got to think timing, too. You got to think noon games starting on Saturday, going on till 10 o'clock. You got the West Coast games.
Sure.
And then, you know, your NFL Sundays don't start till 1. You got your 1 o'clock slate, your 4 o'clock games, and then your night game, and that's it. So I definitely think there's more hours of football.
I guess I value that more personally.
Yeah, more football the better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how about this? Betting, because that could change. Is it college still for betting, or NFL is your thing?
The betting would definitely lean heavier. I would definitely lean heavier on college football. I think that it's easier to bet on college football, and I also think, you know, NFL, you see, you know, different levels, and, you know, people trying harder one week than another. I think that college football, it's always fighting, and I think that it's just easier to.
I like it. All right. What do you think of that? NFL? Are you all day NFL?
Yeah, NFL, especially when it comes to player props.
I was gonna say spreads are tough. NFL, I feel like more.
Yeah.
There's just less games to pick from.
Yes,
right?
but player prop wise, it's like the star players get their job done. Like almost every week in, week out, you can rely on, I like to call them the GOATs. In college football, too many blowouts, too much unexpected happens. It's like Arkansas didn't even score a touchdown the whole time. The game ended 13-7. How does that happen?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'll give you that 100% coming down to player prop betting. NFL's the way to go. 100%.
I think so. And I guess I do a little bit more of that, at least. I don't know. I find myself to do more of that, so that's probably why I do it.
Okay.
There you go.
Respect. All right. Stranded on an island. It's like to ask this question. Stranded on an island, you get two athletes. We're a sports podcast. 2 athletes with you. Could be a dog. Could be a falcon. What do you want? Who are you taking with you on an island?
Ooh.
This is it. I mean, you're onto your life.
Are we going on the island just to like kumbaya?
You're not getting off the island. So that's the only.
So I'm like, live here, die here with these people.
Correct. Sure.
Oh, that's tough. I hate that I'm going to say, but I think I want to say Joe Burrow. I feel like we could have good conversation, have a good time. He went to LSU. Yeah, he knows how to have a good time.
Yeah, okay.
But then I would probably.
Interesting.
Can I have coaches involved or just players?
Maybe players. It's any like sport related.
Okay.
I would love to hang out with Kirby Smart. I would love to have Kirby.
He's a good like Miller Lite guy.
That's what I'm saying. Just chilling, and we're on an island. We're on the beach.
Fair.
A few beers with Kirby on the beach. Come on.
That's interesting choices.
Yeah, really very odd polar opposites there. I know head coach of college football.
Joe's just chilling, and you got Kirby ready to go.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a punishment in my life.
Wow!
Damn! Welcome to the pod, Garrison.
Wow. So, all right, Chase, let's hear these big answers.
That's a very tough question on the spot. So I'll say that.
And it's only college?
No, I just said any sports figure.
Anywhere. I went.
Oh,
you could. I mean, since he did college, do college, I guess. Let's make.
Well, Burrow was in college.
Oh, okay, that's true. I just think of him still at college. That's weird. But
college athletes, any athletes who I would hang out with.
I know one you should say right now.
Who do you think?
Shudder!
Oh my god.
I think Travis Hunter would actually be a great time.
Okay.
Travis Hunter, I guess, would be my college football guy. And then basketball, I'm going,
Travis Hunter.
Maybe Jared McCain. Bring in some
You said
interesting
TikTok
energy.
dances on the beach.
Wow.
That would be interesting.
That's all that kid does. That's all I see him.
Entertainment.
Hey! He goes in there. They got the Uzi on. That guy.
Gotta bring in a new Duke guy for this answer. Why not?
I like it. Yeah,
Fun
you gotta
guy.
bring a Duke guy in.
A fun guy. He's
That's
definitely
so-
the most fun guy
Sure.
you think of on the
Sure.
Duke team this year.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I feel like you want someone that has. I like Garrison, where he's like someone you can have a conversation with, like enjoy the time, and you gotta have someone that makes you laugh, maybe gets the vibes going. I don't know.
So what's yours?
Yeah, I want to hear your answers.
Dude, all right. Primetime Dion. I'm chopping it up with him on the
Oh,
beach.
that's sweet. That's a
Let's
good choice.
go.
I gotta throw that in. My other one. I'm trying to think of a player that I'm deciding a couple. Who's gonna make me laugh? I need like a clown.
See, I had two of those.
I have two clowns maybe though, because I mean Dion's a literal clown.
Yeah, I could see him being very serious.
What if
though.
I had Dion and LeVar Ball?
Oh,
Same
my
each
God.
out.
They'd fight each other. They'd kill each other. They would.
They would kill each
Who would
other.
win that?
I don't know.
LeVar.
All right. I
LeVar.
need someone to keep us. All right, I got it. So
No,
Dion's
yeah.
a clown. I can't say LeVar because LeVar's like he's not a college person anymore. He was like in college basically with his kids, but all right. So you need someone that's gonna control, be that leader, that general, keep us under control, and that's gonna be Sam Hartman from the University of Notre Dame.
Wow, Sam Hartman.
That might be worse than Kirby Smart.
That's gotta be worse.
Listen, this guy will keep us. He will keep us level-headed. We're gonna go crazy. I mean, Dion's rubbing off on me heavy. Hartman will keep us composed in the event we're gonna like die on this island. That's my take. But
Okay.
All right.
that's why I'm
More
saying Hartman.
survival.
Yes,
Okay.
survival pick.
Hartman, get out there, beard, flow. Get
Exactly.
out there.
That
Get
guy-
fishing.
He's
He
yeah.
definitely fishes.
He fishes. Yes, he does. He's from the
He
Carolinas.
provides.
He fishes for
Big
sure.
provide.
Okay.
Okay, so last question: favorite athlete of all time? That's a tough question.
Wow, on the spot too.
Yeah. So if you don't have
Not
anything,
even
you
just
can go
greatest,
back
just
and-
favorite.
Yeah, favorite. So yeah, that's why. And we could do, if you don't know, you don't want to like. There's so many to pick from. Georgia athlete of all time.
I'm good. I know. I think I got my answer, and it's gonna sound wild, but
All right, let's go. Let's go.
it's Julio Jones.
Oh, Julio!
Out with no context sounds outrageous, and I get it. But I grew up at Family, Alabama. I actually grew up. We've never talked about this. I grew up an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. Hated the Dogs. Hated Georgia.
Whoa.
All my friends
This is new.
from home, I was like,
Dang.
to hell with the Dogs.
Huh.
Went to Georgia, turned it around. Obviously, a different story.
Sure.
But growing up, I watched Julio at Bama in college, right?
Yeah.
Then for him to go to the Atlanta Falcons, which has been my team. And growing up, I was heavy NFL over college, so
Yeah.
I was all ride or die Falcons. So for him to come to my team, and he never really had the greatest seasons. He was consistent. He was a
Yeah.
great wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
I just never think he fully reached the potential he had. But he's been great to watch my entire life.
Was sick.
And I was going to say Matt Ryan, honestly, but there's just been too much history there.
All right.
Thoughts on
Ooh,
him
yeah.
on the Eagles?
Yeah, I had a conversation at work actually about this.
Okay.
I thought, okay, this is all publicity, this is show, this is whatever. I had a good point brought up to me at work. Save him for playoffs. He's probably
Okay.
got 6-7 good games in him.
Okay.
He's injured always, but said save him for the playoffs, have him go on a little run and utilize him there. But
Yeah.
I saw it. Did he score on Sunday?
I don't know.
I don't know if he did. I didn't see. If he did,
I
That's
thought I
unreal.
might have saw. I could be completely
There's
off.
9 games on, so I could.
Right.
Right,
he's-
and I wasn't watching the Eagles game if
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest. But I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
good locker room guy for the playoffs.
Yeah.
You can't complain as long as Hurts stays healthy. But
Yeah, I mean,
I
he's
like it.
definitely sweet. Like, if someone goes down, it's great to have him.
great.
Sweet to have
Absolutely.
him.
All right, so dude, Garrison, again, appreciate you on. That was fun. A little speed round. Didn't know it was coming, so that'll be a good watch for everyone. So now we got NFL talk. Well, let's get into it. We're headlining though. This is an Atlanta, state of Georgia pod. We'll throw some Athens. We'll throw some ATL in it. So
Go.
we'll start with the Falcons, right? Let's talk about them. I mean, Taylor Heineke took Ritter's job.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? I mean, Garrison's reaction, like, what?
Well, before we get into Falcons, I think you need to
Okay.
address them as the leaders of the NFC South, which I like to. We're not used
I mean,
to that
yeah.
title here in Atlanta, so definitely point that out.
NFC
Even though
South,
we
yeah,
lost
all right.
this week, still
All right.
sitting number 1 right
All
now.
Yeah, you're right.
The Ritter-Heineke swap was definitely not expected. And, honestly, at first I had heard Ritter was getting protocol for concussion, so I thought maybe it's a medical thing. To see Heineke come back out on the second drive was like, all right,
let's go.
That's a coaching decision.
Yeah.
But, I think Heineke performed well. I think that's kind of who he is. I think he kind of fills the role. I don't see him as a long-time starting quarterback for Atlanta. And I definitely think that going into Sunday, I'm not sure that you can not start Ritter, but I'm not sure that you can't start Heineke with the performance he had. I'm lost right now, honestly. I'm lost.
Well, I think they win that game if Heineke plays the whole time.
Okay.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah,
Disagree?
so I didn't watch the full game or specifically. I just saw that Heineke.
Well, they were
play.
down and out.
So they were, it was
Ritter,
because you were,
Yes.
I saw a score. I'm like, I was gonna.
I watched the entire game.
Yeah.
Ritter could not get anything going on offense. He's been turnover central
Yeah.
for weeks now.
Mhm.
That's true.
I agree. It's almost like, was it not too late, but if Heineke would have started, like you said, I wonder how that game would have turned out.
Yeah, I mean, he was really bad to start. They put themselves in a hole. Heineke kind of gave him a shot. I mean, that's all you can ask out of him in a game where, he's not really ready. He was not ready to come in and play that game. And he gave a good effort, and they almost came back.
So does he start this week?
I mean, I'm not a Falcon guy, but
Yeah.
I would say so. I don't see any upside in Ritter. So I think it was just take your losses already. I mean, you're going to possibly go to the playoffs. Why not start the guy who gives you the best shot?
I mean, if Van Jefferson hadn't dropped that fourth down pass to end the game, Heineke could have driven down and won the game.
Yeah.
And we don't know what happened.
Right.
So, going from that, I'd love to see more out of Heineke. I definitely think it could go either way. But I would like to see Heineke start on Sunday.
I would too.
Yeah, I'm with you guys with that.
The Falcons have weapons.
And you might not think it, it's not the big names, but they're starting to appear slowly and surely. Picking up Van Jefferson, I think coming from, him at the Rams, Super Bowl era, pretty well. So
he's got the experience.
Yeah. And his dad was a Falcon, actually. I saw the cool story about that on Sunday as well.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask about Bijan. Because he's the face of the Falcons. I mean, some would say the guy when it comes to running backs, at least up and coming. I feel like he's not being utilized well at all as a Falcon.
I think he had a hot start, and people, the same way you're thinking, other people were thinking, but we haven't really seen much since. So it's kind of, how do we implement that more? I think if, you can get him outside, he can turn that corner and just go. I think he's so quick. And, I just think there's Algier, Cordell Patterson, they're mixing so many guys in there.
That's why. He's getting 10 carries a game.
Yeah.
That's not a lot for a guy that you, want to be scoring your touchdowns consistently, right? So
I wanted to bring that up. I mean, I've got it right here. Last game against the Titans where he took an L, he had 11 attempts, 62 yards, which is really good for 11 attempts.
that is.
Right.
And a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a great
0
game.
receptions, which I think is also a very big strong suit for him.
Yeah.
Just using him like a CMC, a Jameer Gibbs, where he can be like your guy. Like, just why are you not going to him so much? Like, feed him, especially being so young. And then you go against the Buccaneers where he had that, whatever it was wrong with his head, like headache, one attempt. 13 against the Commanders, 37 yards, 14, 10. I mean, against the Packers, they had 19. Where's that? That's what
they won that game.
Yeah.
See what happens when you feed Bijan.
Feed Bijan.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. He's he's insane. I mean, look how he's built. I mean, he's a running back, a gift from God that was placed. It's like, this is a running back.
I know,
right?
I don't get it, especially when you're having such QB problems. It's like, why are you not dumping the ball to him more? Why aren't you feeding him more? But I don't know.
I think Algier's done a pretty outstanding job too, last year and, this year. I think that Bijan should be getting majority of the carries, obviously, and I think they should phase more into him. But I think they owe it to Tyler Algier, to give him, what he's granted and, having him mix in the both. And Patterson was hurt, he's started to be more involved. But I agree. I think they got to starting more with Robinson, get him the ball more, especially I like the attempts too with the passing.
Yeah, Algier's not bad. That's for sure. I like Algier as well.
I agree. We got Lions football though. as much as this kid's an Atlanta fan, he's becoming a Detroit fan a little bit.
I'm picking up.
I like it. So Lions, tough L last week. I mean, we all bet on that, unfortunately. Come back this week, big Monday Night Football win. Didn't look great to start. I got some text from you saying, Chase, like, it was a rough start for the Lions. Don't love us. And then we kind of just put it together when we needed to, I'd say. Enough to get us the win. Jameer Gibbs looked amazing.
Yes.
That was the best I've seen him look, and I was expecting that. I mean, the guy's first-round pick for a reason. We need him to do that, and I'm so glad he got that opportunity. So, big win for the Lions, though. Big win.
I mean, when I think Lions football this year, it just, in my head, Samuel Laporta. He has just been consistent.
The Iowa Hawkeye.
I mean, a great fantasy football pickup week 1. I did like to admit that.
Yep.
And, after that first game against the Chiefs, I saw potential, and, look at what he's done. And he's doing great.
Yeah, another huge game from Laporta. Great game from Amon-Ra. Great game from Gibbs. The 3 guys. I mean, that's who really went off for us. Goff, though. Another pick 6. I mean, he's obsessed with those.
He has won a game.
He's obsessed with them. It's like it's not even just a pick. It's a pick 6. Like, what are you thinking throwing that ball?
Yeah.
Brutal.
He's trying to throw it out, it looked like, but it was just not too
I don't know at all, but
that's what it looked like.
Brutal.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible.
Well, on the upside, the defense looked great. I mean, Garoppolo.
True.
What was going on?
Yeah. It might be more Garoppolo just playing really bad.
Right.
Unfortunately, as much as I want to say it was Lions defense, and as a fan you want to say that, but yeah, Garoppolo was, I don't know what happened. His first coming back from how many weeks was he out?
I think 2.
2. So yeah, that 2 weeks he was vacationing to say the least.
Yes.
I don't know. I think the Raiders might be the worst team in the NFL.
Wow.
I don't know why, because they have weapons, right? Just like the Falcons, but their coaching, there's just so much wrong. Devontae Adams slamming the helmet. Jacoby Myers 1 catch. Devontae Adams 1 catch.
1 catch. We bet his yard.
Myers.
How could you not? I mean,
Yeah,
you look at the matchup, you go, oh, Devontae and Jacoby one of them's definitely feasting.
Right.
Yes.
How are you not? I mean,
That's true.
That's crazy. I mean, I just couldn't even believe it. It was like a joke. A joke.
Unreal.
Yeah.
But what concerns me for the Lions, Josh Jacobs had a crazy drive where no one could stop him.
Yeah.
8-yard run, 8-yard run, 20-yard run, 5-yard run. It's like they've done it the whole time. They have no catches. You can't stop them still. It looks like the Ravens all over again.
The run D is bad.
So bad.
I agree with that.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, honestly, the secondary has really built itself up. Not to be respectable, I'd say. I mean, we have guys that can hold it down. We got good rookies. We got Sutton who came in, and it's been great. Branch has looked amazing. It's just like the matter is the run defense. Our D-line is just getting picked apart by an O-line. The holes are wide open.
Yeah.
If you know they're going to run the ball, and you need to stop that because Jimmy Garoppolo can't make
That's
a pass.
my thing. It's like, you know it's
bad.
coming.
I agree. That's bad. That is not ideal at all. So,
Not ideal.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what concerns me. It's like you show that you're good, but then you're playing a terrible team. You know that they can't throw right now. They've run it 5 times in a row. Here it comes. Can't stop it again.
Right.
Can't stop it. Can't stop it. Can't stop it. Lions, I'm worried still. I'm still worried.
Yeah.
Gotta pick it up.
I think it's crazy to say, but I know Jameer Gibbs played really well, but Mott is just like having him in is just so nice, dude. It's so clutch. You just can give it to him when you need to get that 2-3 yards, get the first down, open the field up. Like, he's clutch for offense, and we need him back.
I agree, and I think we need to conserve him more. I mean,
now seeing Gibbs.
Yeah, we have the number 1 run rate, I believe, in the entire NFL. We run, I think it's 40% of the time.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And yet it's all going to Montgomery. Yet we see that Gibbs is so good.
Right.
So I think what they need to do is we realize Montgomery is our red zone guy. He's the one who scores for us. We need to save him a little more for those.
Right.
Let Jameer work more in the open field scenarios.
Getting downfield.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like
Because it's
that.
working, right?
Yes.
And Montgomery's been hurt twice this year
I was
already.
gonna say you're gonna preserve him, hopefully,
Need
by
to.
lessening it right there.
Because we had a lot of red zone trouble again against the Raiders.
3 field goals in the first 3 possessions we had.
And Raiders are ranked 29th in red zone.
Welcome to Atlanta, boys.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been the Falcons curse forever.
Do that every week.
I know, like, it's just weird because
Keep
like we'll
showing it.
smoke teams that are to me better than the Raiders, and then we do that where we didn't smoke them. I mean, they hung around
They
for
did.
no reason.
They did.
And then you play Baltimore.
So bad.
Have to
That's a
make
great
jokes.
one. Okay, well, we have free agency moves. So the trade deadline, or not free agency, trade deadline happened. So a lot of different players moved.
Wow.
The one that we want to highlight first is definitely the main one. Is Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
I mean, he calls him Hall of Fame Dobbs. Would you like to elaborate on this?
He's top 5 quarterback. He is going to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Worst take of all time, guys. Let's clap it up.
Woo! If you don't like Josh Dobbs, you don't like someone who tries and is a winner.
I like Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
I'm not going to consider him a
Yeah,
top 5.
I call him Hall of Fame, obviously jokingly,
Yes,
guys.
Okay.
But he will come in and he will try and he will do his best
Okay, so-
and he will provide value.
Vikings, what happens now? Josh Dobbs, he's providing value.
Not with the Vikings are not like done.
Yeah.
They're not-
Yeah.
Far from done.
They're not. They have great weapons. They definitely aren't done. But was Josh Dobbs like? I mean, Cousins was looking really good.
Yeah, he's no Kirk.
Yeah. So I just want to see what happens to him. I was getting worried as a Lions fan, but now I'm like Dobbs. Like I'm not too worried.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'm more wondering, is this the end for Kirk Cousins? Do we think he comes back?
To the Vikings?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
Maybe in general.
What?
No, I think he's still got years. I do.
You think?
I think so.
He's good. He's
Yeah, he's still playing good football, right? It's like, do you want to give it up? I think he loves the game.
Loves it.
So I don't see him leaving it. But, the injury, at his age, it's tough. I mean, ACL is a year out, rehab. It's a lot to go into now to get back to
Almost,
full
yeah.
health at 30, 4 or 5? Is he that old now?
I don't
Low
know.
30s? Mid-30s maybe? at
But
least?
with the same injury Rodgers has, and Rodgers is about to play.
You think Rodgers is?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's running around on the field in warm-ups. He's doing dropbacks. He's warming up with Wilson.
And they need that guy back bad.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that was the big headliner, I'd say. Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, to the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, that's quick, but that's an addition to a receiving core we have
Another
pretty
weapon,
established. Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
To me, I'm fine with what we gave up, which was a 6th-round pick, if you guys don't know. But
Yeah.
it's like, I don't see a use for him personally. I don't know about you guys. But
Yeah. We have Raymond. I feel like they play a similar role. I think he's the Detroit guy. So he's actually from Detroit. He went to Michigan. That could be something to do with it. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to incorporate him in when you have Amon-Ra, Reynolds. We have Laporta. There's so many options, right?
I just felt like out of everything we needed, that was not what we needed. I was just shocked
Agreed.
to see that. We need something defensively. Our offense is clicking.
That's what people
Right.
thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, but any other headliners we want to highlight in terms of free agency? I think.
Commanders lost 2 guys, Sweat and Young.
Oh, I did see the
was that
sweat.
I mean, they're both good, but I mean they went to
Yeah.
Niners. That would be a good addition for the Niners defense, who's been struggling recently. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't
nothing
say
too crazy.
anything nuts.
Not yet. Yeah.
I was gonna say the 49ers front 4 right now, but they're on that losing streak right now. Defense has not been playing too well,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I'm interested to see it.
That's a crazy story.
That kind of perfectly segues us in
Yep.
to our top 10 power rankings, NFL. So we're going to cook it up, us 3, make our top 10 of our power rankings right now.
Let's go.
Now,
Guys.
this could have nothing to do with records. It's who we think are the
Yes.
10 best teams.
I like that.
Okay.
10 best teams, power rankings. So, if you guys need to do any little bit of anything you want to look at, let's start with
Yeah.
10, I think. Right?
Yeah. So, oh God, I was looking briefly at just a list of teams.
Yeah.
I feel like we got it. If we're going not on records too, it's like where the Bengals sit. Where are they at? Where do you guys think they're at? I think they could be around that 8, 9, 10. I don't know how high you want to go, but
Right.
I like them in that range. I'll be honest.
With their win and how hot they've been, personally, I like them higher.
Okay.
But they definitely deserve to be in this top 10 to me. The
Okay.
Bengals.
I agree with that. I agree they deserve to be top 10. I don't know if they're 10,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely seeing, more and more come out of them week after week.
Yeah. Okay.
And, I see them jumping up there.
Okay.
Yeah. Seahawks could be around there. Would you say?
I agree. They are
Seahawks.
really close to this 10 spot in my eyes.
Okay.
I also think you could put someone like the Browns here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, that's crazy to say.
the
Browns.
Bills.
Bills. That's yeah.
Are you guys high? He's kind of high on the Bills. I'm fully out, so I'm a hater.
I'm on the come down. So I was
Yeah.
high on the Bills in the past, and I'm kind of fading out now. But I would put them in the top
I
10.
mean, they're a 5-3 record.
Right.
They played well at home. I mean, that's what sums them up, in my opinion. They play well at home, but then
Yeah. Wait, where's the game against Cincinnati?
in Cincy.
Yeah, we'll really. I think that's going to be like such
defining.
It is such a defining game. Like I think we could put them. I mean, 10-9. You know, Bills 10.
So 10-9 for
Bills
what do you
10.
think? You like Bills
Bengals
10?
9, maybe.
I like Bills 10.
I like Bills 10 as well.
You like Seahawks 9, Bengals 8, or does that?
Do you, like who's better to you guys, Seahawks or Bills?
Yeah, that's the thing.
See, I would probably go Bills there.
Yeah, so Seahawks.
Seahawks 10, Bills 9.
I like that. Seahawks
I like
10,
that.
Bills 9.
Okay.
Seahawks
at 10. Bills at 9. We're automatically going to it.
Wow.
What do you think? So then Bengals.
There's gonna be a lot of people left out on this list.
A lot of
This is
people.
tough.
Like a lot of people.
Are
that I
Niners in
say-
top 10 anymore? That's the real question. They've lost 3 straight, right? Is it 3? Yeah.
To me, they're about the 9.
They've
In my eyes, I'm fine with leaving them out if you guys want. If you guys are both out on them.
The issue is that they're, to me, playoff contenders, Super Bowl contenders, great team, but what you've
Yeah.
seen the last 3 weeks has not been that at all.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for me, but I could see them,
I'd say like a
creeping
9-10
into the
too,
9-10
but-
area. Yeah. It's hard to differentiate right now. These
I'm
groups.
torn. I feel like for sure like Bills or Niners. Like I feel like that's like for that 10 spot. Like I mean, they're right there for me. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, Bills are 9.
I know. So that's all. Yeah, you're right. So Seahawks would be Seahawks.
So if Seahawks play the Niners, who are you taking?
Might be Seahawks right now, dude. I mean, if like next week, maybe Seahawks.
I do not feel as confident
Yeah.
as I did when you asked me that versus the Bills.
Yeah.
I would say
agree
Bills
with
Seahawks
that.
over the Seahawks in a heartbeat. 49ers, it's a closer game.
Yeah.
So you guys like Seahawks to beat
I-
the Niners?
I think they might just be left out at 11 for me. I think they might. It's so close, though. I mean, we really can't be too
I
nitpicky.
won't fight you.
Alright. So what we have? So we have 10-9. That's it. Okay,
Yep.
so
So around this 8 spot, I'd say you've got teams like the Bengals. I'd say you
yeah, I like
have.
Bengals. I think here.
uh,
You got to think about other teams.
I think the Jets really deserve a top 10 spot.
Wow.
I'm not joking at all.
Really? I can't ride that. I don't think I'm ready to say it.
But why?
I don't know. I just haven't seen enough of them yet.
They've
So
won-
let's think about it. What teams we got? Eagles, Dolphins. I mean, I'm naming off everyone I can think of. Are they better than another?
No, they're not better than them.
Yeah.
But-
Seahawks. You got to.
That's a good game to me.
Yeah, not a horrible game, but I still think Seahawks are better. But I don't know.
You guys gotta understand the defensive power of the Jets.
That's true.
Is so unreal. Like it doesn't matter who they play. Whoever they play, they can't score.
Right.
I know Zach Wilson's starting, but they win games. I mean, ugly, yes, but they have the best defense in the NFL.
Ugly
Better than
games.
the Browns,
But-
which is
Yeah.
wild to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's the Jets, but yeah.
All right. I'm kind of leaning this way now. I'm feeling it. I think
Jets at
I agree
10?
with you here. No, Jets at 8.
Oh, 8.
I mean, we could Jets versus Bills. Who do you guys like?
Personally, Bills, but I think that's just
That's another tight one.
it's tight.
I think
it's tight too.
I'm going Bills. I think that the power of Josh Allen in
Okay,
that
so
offense.
Bills at 8.
Yeah,
Okay, Jets or Seahawks?
Jets.
All right, fine.
Taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets.
All right, Jets it up. I mean, Zach Wilson. It was all. What was the game where he went crazy? It was against the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
That was crazy. That was the best performance I've seen out of a quarterback this season.
Listen.
Besides
the
probably like an
Jets,
offensive run by.
Jets are good.
Yeah, they are.
The Jets are good. Jets to 9.
That's crazy.
Jets to 9.
All right.
Bills to 8. 7.
Seahawks at 10.
Yep.
Okay, so I need some teams left here. Where?
I'm starting to think.
Lions.
How about those Detroit Lions?
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. It's,
I don't like them any higher than 7.
I need to hear more teams we got though. Like
Okay, you
Bengals.
gotta think powerhouses though.
Bengals. Chiefs.
Yeah, all better.
Eagles,
Dolphins.
Dolphins,
Bengals over Lions.
Ravens.
Are you guys for sure on that? I think Bengals and Lions personally. Bengals at
Right now, after what I saw against that 49ers defense, I'm taking Joe B.
Ah, dang it.
I hate it, but
God.
I am too.
All right, fine. You guys 2v1 me then. So we got Lions and Bengals.
Yep.
I think we can't put Bengals any higher.
I think
than
that is.
I don't know.
Are you serious? Really?
Potential.
I mean, I guess it's worth saying who we like, not record. So that's true.
Right.
It's not record. Has
I know.
nothing to do with record.
All right. So now we got the Chiefs that just lost the big game.
Yep.
I mean, they should have. That was really bad. So how far did they slip for you? They were like a top 3 team for us in our rankings. So
Yeah, too.
I still keep them in the top 3.
I agree with that.
I
think
keep
they're
them in the top 3
for sure. So
Oh, definitely.
what are we at now? 7 or 6?
6.
Okay.
Um,
I think Cowboys maybe could be here.
I'm also thinking about those Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yep. I agree. I
What
think
do you guys take out
this
those
is
two?
between right here. I'm debating Dolphins, Cowboys, Bengals in my eyes.
Okay. Where do you have the Jags? Above or below? Above all.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Above the Dolphins.
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know, I can't ride that. I don't think yet.
You guys say that just because of their name. Like, if it's not the Jaguars, like
No,
if their name said Chiefs, you guys would be like, "Oh, they're the greatest team."
Listen, I'm not big on the Chiefs bandwagon now, but I do think that there's definitely some negative connotation.
To Jags.
To the Jags.
Connotation to
They
Jags.
are. There are some
Jags.
just because because they're not
Browns.
supposed to be. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know.
All right. So are we? Out of all these teams we're kind of debating, are the Cowboys below all of them? Would we say that?
Well, you guys don't seem to like the Jags, so I mean,
I don't know. I
Jags are in
think
this
Jags Cowboys
conversation.
is like where I'm at. Or no, Bengals we also have in place.
Like
I think
Bengals
Bengals should
versus
go here.
Dolphins. Who do you have?
I think I'm going Dolphins on that
Yeah,
one.
I think so right now.
Okay, then we can go. Dolphins are better than the Bengals. Cowboys versus Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, I think Cowboys and Bengals, guys. That's what I'm thinking right now. On our next
Okay.
spot. What do you guys think?
Bengals versus Jags. Who are you taking?
Dude, I think
I'm
Bengals-
starting to like the Jags.
All right,
Chase is corrupted me
Well,
over
all right,
here.
so let's go. I think we go Cowboys. Or sorry, we just did
The-
so
the
Cowboys,
boys.
then Bengals,
Okay.
and
I'm fine
then
with that.
Jags, and then
Cowboys at 5.
yep.
We already had Bengals at 6 for some reason.
So Cowboys at 6, Bengals at 5.
Yeah, so switch that.
Okay.
We're Bengals riding right now.
We are.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's about the potential.
it is. That's
about
what I'm saying.
potential.
You got to remember that in the back of your head for
Absolutely.
sure. So.
Okay. At the 4 spot.
Jags
Dolphins.
Who's left of the top 4? Dolphins,
Dolphins,
Chiefs,
Ravens,
Eagles, Ravens.
Chiefs, Eagles. Yeah.
Do we say Jags yet?
Jags are in there if we didn't say them.
All right, so we got to go 5 Jags. We can't say that better than any of those teams, in my opinion.
I agree.
If we're going to throw them in this top 10, we got to put them here. Then we have 4 teams left, right?
4 spots left, 4 teams left. I don't think
Yeah.
that top 4 differs from,
Yeah.
but we did not put the Jags in. So we have a top 4 now, 5 teams.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Who
dear.
are the 5 left? Ravens, Jags, Dolphins, Chiefs,
Eagles.
Eagles. So Eagles at 1, in my opinion, is unanimous. Can we
Alright,
just,
Eagles
can we
1.
just go there?
I
Yeah.
like that. I do.
I think we got to bump Seahawks off our list then.
They
If
might
we
get-
got to put
I
the
think
Jags
they might
in
get the
there.
boot.
All right, so Eagles 1. Now, I think the 2 is interesting. Because are we going to ride Chiefs or are we going to put a Ravens team that's looking really good right now? Because I think that's where I'm at. Or you could also Dolphins too are kind of close. But I think I put Dolphins below those 2-3 teams I just mentioned.
Being a fan of Lamar, being a fan of the Ravens on the side, you know, I do root for them. I watched a lot of those games, but to me, they're always a wild card. In a matter of minutes, they can crumble. Lamar will commit a stupid turnover. He'll run around and try and make a Patrick Mahomes-esque kind of throw, lose the ball, cost them the game. They can't get Justin Tucker up to hit the late field goal. So I'm not sure. I think that we still give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt and give them this 2 spot.
I vote Chiefs as well.
Yeah, I think I'm giving the Chiefs a slight edge, but I don't know. What do you guys think if I proposed them over Dolphins at 3? The Ravens over the Dolphins. What do you guys like it? Or is that still too much?
I would take the Ravens.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Right.
I would say that, you know, as everything I did just say on the downside, on the upside, I think Lamar is a great quarterback. I think that they're kind of firing on all cylinders right now. They're kind of clicking, and, you know, I like them at the 3 seed. I don't think the Dolphins are there
I
yet.
like it. I like it.
Okay,
I like the
so
list.
we need a spot to throw Jags in.
So are we putting them above the Bengals or below? I think we said maybe below, didn't we? Or no?
I think above.
Above. We said above.
I think we're putting Jags 5.
So Jags round out the top 5. Jags. I honestly, I don't hate.
I think it's disrespectful, but okay.
At 5? Come on.
Chase is thinking
That's
they need to go
we're
higher.
bumping them. We're giving them love.
No, you're not.
Come on.
CBS has them at 3.
God, that's based on the record more, I feel like, right? I mean,
It's called Power Rankings, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is all taken into account.
right.
But yeah.
Okay, so we bumped who off the list then? Seahawks?
Yes.
Okay.
Seahawks shifted, so then the bottom 5 is going to be Bengals, Cowboys. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So top 10 is
I like this.
Jets at 10, Bills at 9, Lions at 8, Cowboys at 7, Bengals at 6, Jaguars at 4, Dolphins at Jaguars
Jags
at
at 5.
6. No, 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then Dolphins at 4, Ravens 3,
Yep.
Chiefs 2, Eagles 1. That's right.
Numbers are hard.
Let's go.
Well, I got it messed up because I had
Yeah.
to.
We had to jump ship, but hey, you
Good
got your
list.
Jags
Good
in the
list.
top 5. I feel like that's a win for you.
It's like L.
I don't think they go much higher.
Yeah, I can't
I just
ride
can't
it.
see it.
I mean, just like you got to think about all these teams, what they have established, right? And we're talking playoffs, where the Jags ready to go make that huge jump.
Right.
I want to say that they're playing good football, and they definitely are. That's a given, but it's just like that's a big step.
And we're about halfway through NFL. It's all about how the second half unfolds, I think, how everybody finishes
I want
out.
you guys to know the Jags have not lost on the road.
They
The
look good.
Jags have one of the best defenses in football. The Jags have T-Law, who's probably top 5 QB, top 5 running back, and amazing wide receiver.
They've got weapons at the wide receivers, absolutely. I'll
Yeah.
give you that all day.
And top 5's giving them love. That's a push.
They
for
smack the Dolphins, they beat the Ravens,
All right,
and they
all
have
right.
a game with Chiefs.
All right. Nice.
Oh,
All right, so those are our power rankings. So now we're going to go into NFL to finish it off with our more big games we want to highlight. So we're going to get spread, we're going to get surgical, we're going to make some picks,
Let's do it.
and then we'll get these out there for these games coming up.
The Diamondbacks suck.
We got that on as well.
Oh my lord. 10-0, it's just pathetic.
That's embarrassing.
in a
Oh my
World
Lord.
Series.
We're in the 4th
game.
inning! They're not even playing Adolis. Oh my lord.
Adolis is hurt in the back, right?
Such a joke.
All right, well, Thursday Night Football, we have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Biggest question mark ever right now is the quarterback position in Tennessee. What are we
And
thinking? Pitt? Yeah, and Pitt as well, but -3 for Pitt going into this game at home for them.
I like it. I like the pick. I like the quarterback conversation as well. You know, I kind of what we talked about earlier. I would like to see Levis play on Thursday,
I do too.
So you like Pitt -3?
but I still like Pitt -3. I really do. And you said it's going to be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't go elsewhere.
I honestly was thinking about this as a potential parlay lock for myself in the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I could see America really hammering this. I don't know. It probably maybe fears me. But, yeah, I like Pittsburgh -3 as well.
Whoa, if Pickett doesn't play, that doesn't concern you guys. You guys like Trubisky?
Defensively, I don't know if I love Trubisky, but Pickett's situation is still questionable, so that's true.
Yeah.
That's why the
Also
spread
not
is
knowing.
low.
Also not knowing what's going to happen on the other side is if Levis doesn't play.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, how would that shape out?
There's a lot of unknowns this
A
game.
lot of
Oh,
unknowns.
so much unknowns, but I'll ride with you guys. Chiefs Dolphins, second game, London game.
This is the game. I mean, this is a huge game. This is our top 3 teams going at it right here.
Absolutely.
Right? So this is crazy.
Garrison, thoughts? Chiefs Dolphins.
I like the Chiefs. Spread is -3.
2.5.
2.5. 2.5.
3.
I like the Chiefs.
Okay.
I do. I think they need to bounce back. I think, it'll be fun. Everyone's going to have a lot of hype about an overseas game
Sure.
and neutral ground. I think that they're going to cover.
Yeah, should be sick.
Yeah. I mean, what's the weather out there in London?
It's in a dome.
Or no, it's in Ireland, isn't it? I think it's in Ireland, this one. I think it's.
I don't know.
Yeah, shout out, Brian.
I thought you were hitting an accent with that one.
I
I was
got
waiting
it.
on it.
London, England. Nah, okay, so I think, Chiefs. It's like those bounce backs always feel nicer off the tongue when you pick, right? It's like they lost a huge game and it was bad. If you're going to be a top 2 team on our top 10, you have to go win this game, right? Like this asserts you as that top team in the NFL. Like this is the chance to do it, Chiefs, and I still like them. Kelsey, Got to get him. Is Taylor Swift going? Like, there's a lot going into this.
Will she get an international flight?
Yes,
that is the main question.
She will have to. It's a great site for her to be at. I gotta say, she's there. Like, I'm 95% confident she goes. Chiefs, let's go.
I'm on the Chiefs no matter what, Taylor or not, but Taylor at the Chiefs, that's the lock of the century for sure.
There we go.
Chiefs minus 2.5 for sure. Eagles versus Cowboys. Eagles are -3 favorites at home.
I like it. I like the Eagles. I think that they've been pretty dominant all season. You know, I think that even the end of last year, I was rooting for them in the Super Bowl, so I kind of always had a little love for Philly. So and I'm not too big on the Cowboys. So I'm personally hoping and leaning with the Eagles.
All right.
I'm also Eagles. Eagles are a wagon for me. They've been my lock of the week twice already for the StickKid Parlay. Have not let me down yet. And I'm riding with them. I ride with them week in, week out, essentially at this point. So,
guys, I gotta call some wrinkles. Give me +3 Cowboys. Listen, Eagles are the team, obviously that does look dominant. And I get some points, right? Like, the Eagles can still win for me, guys, and stay in our rankings. So that's why I'm going this way. But I think Cowboys can put a run to them. It's a divisional game. I know it's in Philly, but I think this is closer than people think in a way that they could get the cover and potentially get a win against Philly. They're sneaking. They're getting the W's. They haven't looked perfect. I know they're a great team. They got the push, but I'll go Cowboys and turn the switch on this one.
all right, relying on Dak.
Yep, Dak, baby.
Dak. Ravens versus Seahawks. Ravens -5.5. I think they're on the road though, even for
They are 5.5 on the road.
That's a big spread.
Yeah.
However, Seahawks have been playing well. I mean, I'm liking this. I'm gonna be interested to see how this game goes.
Yeah.
Personally, I am gonna lean with the favorite. I'm gonna go with the Ravens
Okay.
-5.5.
Okay. Yeah, Chase, you want to go or you got it?
Sure. I'm going to go with Ravens as well. Seahawks. Man, I feel like they don't have any big wins other than the Lions, you could say is a big win.
Who they played this week?
They barely beat the Browns in a game winner with
they just, man, I mean, we got Gino on our fantasy team as our starter. It's brutal. Not saying, just he's not doing everything fantasy-wise. But, yeah, they don't have any big wins. They got a winning record, but, they're just in our top 10. I mean, I think Ravens can cover this. But 5.5, they both, two-loss team, right? Like in the Seahawks. So it is a little bit steep maybe for this game, I would say. So I can see it moving. But I like Ravens, too. I think they can cover it.
I think so.
You see us talking about the big-name teams, the go-tos, the locks, being the Chiefs, the Eagles. I think the Ravens are trying to prove their name and prove that they're in that contention. And so I think that this, is a big game for them as well.
I hope you're right about that because I think the Ravens can really do something this year.
They can. Well, we got Sunday Night Football, though.
Yeah,
let's go. Bills, Bengals. We got Bengals as -2.5-point favorites. So, a team that started rough, they're putting it together. We talked about it. They're hot. They're on fire. What do you guys like in here in this matchup?
I love to see the Bengals turn around this season so far. The start was just a big old question mark for everybody. And to see, winning against San Francisco, 2 touchdowns, crazy to see.
Yeah.
I like them -2.5. I think that the Bills can be kind of like I mentioned the Ravens. They fluctuate a little bit.
For sure.
And I think that the Bengals are red hot right now and just need to, keep driving with it. Plus, having Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow on the fantasy team, got to pull for the favorite there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I also roll Bengals.
Yeah.
The Bills are poverty. They're not making playoffs. They suck.
You don't think it's going to be close, though? We talk about this game is just massive, right? It's like, this is Bills are in our top 10 barely.
This is a big game due to the divisional rivalry, what happened last year, having to cancel the game.
Right.
But, the Bengals are a better team.
Yeah,
the
I
Bills
agree.
on the
I agree
road
with that.
struggle. Josh Allen arm punts. Can't beat. They should never beat Tyrod Taylor. And the Giants, terrible. They lost to Bill Belichick in poverty. Patriots.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, they're bad.
Yeah.
Bengals.
So I think the 2.5, that underneath 3, I like the Bengals. I've been like, he knows I like Bills for sure. Like, I think they're a good enough team to make the playoffs, all this stuff. But I think rivalry kind of game. They got a little recent rivalry going, so I think it's decently close. But I think the Bengals can cover 2.5. They're the better team as we talk about right now.
I think so
like
too.
The Bengals.
I think so.
All right, well, we got now some stuff we haven't touched on. It just released college football playoff rankings. So these are different than AP. Just came out at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we got to rank some college football teams, guys, for our sake. Because these rankings surprised me, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, they did. They were interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. So, the rankings came out. It's Ohio State 1.
Yep.
Georgia 2. Michigan 3. Florida State 4.
Yes.
And the disrespect on the dogs.
That's the real conversation.
Has been quite a letdown on this Tuesday night. I will say I was very blown away by that.
What? They're 27 now?
How many more does it take, okay? How many more do y'all want? We gotta start counting. I'll start counting one by one. Yeah. Wow.
I think Georgia's the better team than Ohio State, but I think it can't count 27-0 personally. I don't think it's a new year, a new team. Strength of schedule of Ohio State has been much harder than Georgia.
I agree.
So they have to have the one spot.
And it's just the SEC this year. Alabama had a loss early, so that's the other thing. It's tough for them. I feel like the SEC power that's
not used
there
to
is not as dominant. LSU's squeaking it out. Ole Miss just got the top 10 spots. It's there were some teams, but yeah, it's interesting.
You see why? That's all I'm saying. I think Georgia wins. I'm not. I'm not hating on Georgia. I think Georgia's a better team, but you have to see why they put them one, in my opinion.
Right.
Oh, I see why. And I know you can't factor in the last 2 years winning the national championship, may I remind you.
Just this season.
But, this season so far, it really hasn't been too impressive on Georgia's side from the strength of schedule point.
Right.
Ohio State, you see the last play of the game, touchdown win over Notre Dame.
Close game.
They're close games, so I don't think it's anything defining like they're blowing teams out of the water either.
Right.
Okay.
So, Garrison, being the guest, we usually start off with that. So, what is your college football playoff rankings right now?
All right. I had to type it out.
That's fine.
I'm taking the dogs number 1. I have to. I'm sorry.
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs. And, whenever this all unfolds, you'll see. Going for that three-peat. Go Dogs.
I love it. Let's go.
I got Ohio State 2nd. I got Florida State 3rd. And I have Michigan 4. I think that Washington is playing a tough USC, Utah, and Oregon State schedule coming up.
It's a hard finish.
Yeah.
Oregon is playing Cal, who just barely lost to USC, going for that 2-point conversion. And then Oregon has to play that Cal team, that USC team, and Oregon State.
At the end of the year, yeah.
So I think that between those 3 games for both that 5 and 6 spot with Washington and Oregon, I think that there may be some troubled waters. So that's kind of solidified. There's my answer. We'll see how wrong I am.
Okay. I don't hate it.
I like
Okay.
Okay, I'll go next. So I like this. I think this is a good college football playoff ranking. I won't go the same, but respect to Gary's picks.
All right.
So at 1 for me, go Dogs. Georgia, baby.
Come
honestly,
on.
They're just dominant. I bet against their spread. 14.5. Well, it's still they're not winning by 2 touchdowns, by 4. They're just a dominant team. They know how to win ball games in college football. Right now, they're the top team. I give it to them. At 2, though, I think for Big Ten sake, Michigan and Ohio State are on the same side every season. So I just can't put both them in on my college football playoff. I just think it's very tough. Depending on how the Pac-12 does, what team, how many losses they have, that'll really be the factor of 2 teams in the Big Ten. But I got Michigan at 2. And I hate it because went to Michigan State. I hate doing this, but they're really, really good. And it's annoying to say it. I'm mad as it's coming out of my mouth. They're really good. I think they're better than Ohio State this year, so I have them at 2. And then at 3, so as Garrison went the other way at Pac-12, I think the team that gets out and has the best chance for me is the Ducks of Oregon. I think that they can overcome their regular season, and then they shock Washington in the Pac-12 final to get that spot. If they can do that and they went out, they deserve it by far for me to get in. And I like them above the last team that I have, and that's Florida State at 4. And I think just because their strength of schedule, their ACC, they should win that conference, but I can't give them the top 3 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. And also, I think, having Ohio State, Michigan both in there for me, it's been so many years rooting for Bama and Georgia to get in, the top 4. And it's happened. We've seen it happen. So, but again, not always the safest route. So you never know. I like the picks, though. I like it.
Appreciate
Who was your 4 again?
My 4 was Florida State.
Yeah.
No. Michigan.
Florida State 3.
Michigan.
That's right. And yeah. Okay. My 1, Wolverines, guys. Harbaugh's leading this team to the 1 seed. Best running back duo in college football.
Wow.
They haven't played anyone really yet. I will say that.
Yeah.
So, but I think that they smoke Ohio State in their matchup. We'll see how it goes in the playoff, the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
It's always tough playing a team twice that quick. So.
Well, they won't because of the sides. That's always.
Oh, really?
So that last game, they always play each other. They can't play each other again.
Really?
So it'll be like
Iowa?
It's usually like in Iowa. It could be like in Wisconsin. It just depends on
That
who's
helps
out.
me even more then. I like it even
So they
more.
play them one time, and this
Awesome.
year is it at the Big House? I might be.
I think it's at Michigan this year,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I could be
I
wrong.
haven't checked that, but yeah, that'll be massive.
Guys, I honestly don't think that that's even going to be that close of a game. I think Michigan really rolls through them, and then Penn State is not good. Penn State was overrated. I took Ohio State. I knew that was the lock when they played Penn State. Penn State sucks. Michigan rolls them. Undefeated with a tougher schedule than Georgia, so then they get the 1. Georgia at 2. Dogs are still very dominant. Just SEC's not the same this year. Then at 3, I really contemplated. I'm with Brad. It was between Washington or Oregon for me. Man, I think both of them are so good. It was like a coin toss when they played each other. Washington came out with the dub. I think either of those teams is 3, but I have Washington. I like them more. And then at 4, Florida State, just because they're undefeated. I wanted to put LSU here really bad.
Wow.
But they play Bama this week.
I
And
think
that's
they
a
win.
game that's
they
wow.
I think that Florida State wins out, and I don't think that with that, you can't put
That's
them.
what
You
I
have to put them in the top 4.
I agree. And they beat LSU, so if it's between the two, Florida State
There you
gets it.
go.
Awesome. So we'll go quick here, kind of sum it up on college football. We have a couple games we wanted to highlight for this week. So this is our rankings going into this weekend. You mentioned the LSU, and I said because they played Bama. We'll highlight that game. But first we got Missouri, Georgia. Georgia Dogs. Our minus 15.5, guys. What are we doing, Carrie? 15.5, so even more than last week by a point.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just excited to play some ranked opponents,
There you
get
go.
Chase all fired up to see
12
what the
ranked.
Dogs are about. You know, we're playing the 12th ranked, 1-loss Missouri
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
You know, this will definitely, be a statement. You know, we got Tennessee, Ole Miss coming up, going to both be
Yeah.
ranked matchups as well.
That's
So
true.
hoping the second half of the season can turn Georgia's, storyline of the, strength of schedule around. But, I'm liking the Dogs. I can't. I mean, really, you think I'm not going? I'm going Dogs all the way.
Swag?
Listen, every week I get burned. Every stinking week. Do I ride again?
I'm right there with you, Brad.
I'm bet against. I'm like 14.5, 15.5, 20.5. Like, come on, they can't cover. They cover.
I think that you
Go
should.
Dogs.
I think you
Go
should.
Dogs!
Yes, sir.
Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Come on, I'm SEC country. I love it. I gotta ride.
The Drake curse is gonna be the Brad curse.
It might be
There
though.
goes.
I gotta go Dogs. They can cover this game. I haven't seen enough of Missouri though. That could be me just not watching Missouri football enough. But let's go Dogs.
I'm same as you. I get burnt every week, and I plan to do it again.
I love it though.
Missouri plus 15.5. I don't know. I just have to stay with it. The one time that I go Georgia, I know they're gonna not cover. I'm going with Missouri. Man, Georgia's good. Missouri can really play offense, so we'll see.
I hate the
Georgia
over 2
shut them
touchdowns
down.
all the time when I do big spreads, which is annoying. But
If it was 14.5, I would take Georgia because that's the
1-1.
spread that I keep getting burnt on. But
Yeah,
since it's
15's
15.5
not,
is different, I'm going with
all right.
Missouri.
Well, yeah, Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma with a huge loss just this past week.
Yep.
What are we thinking on this game? It's a minus 5.5.
I feel like I've been pretty, easy going with my picks. I like them to get upset this week.
Okay.
I like to see State come in and they've been on a horrible last few games ride. So I'm not really for them. They've burned me too many times on the books this year. So no more Oklahoma for me.
Okay, respect. What was it, Chase? The big game with Gabriel. Who would they play where he won? Texas. I want to see that Oklahoma so bad again, and I haven't seen it since that game. You know how good they looked? I'm like, this team is like low-key a college football playoff contender. And now they lost.
Beat UCF by 2 points.
Yeah, it's like,
And then
what
they
am I
lose.
doing with this, right?
I know. What happened? I think that the Andrell Anthony injury really hurt him.
Okay.
Their best receiver going down.
That's fair.
I don't know why it's that big of a difference. I don't think it ever should be,
Yeah.
but it is.
I mean, so it's 5.5. Personally, for me, like, I just think that Oklahoma has potential enough to get a win like this. Like, they've shown it against Texas, they can do it. They had some bad weeks, but season's highs and lows, right? I think they could win by more than 5.5 points. Personally, they can win by 6, they win by 7. But Oklahoma State could prove me wrong. But I'll go the other way. If Garrison, I'll go Oklahoma minus 5.5.
Me and Gary are on the same side.
There we go.
Oklahoma State plus 5.5 at home. Rivalry game. Ollie Gordon, top 5 running back in the country.
He's good. He's very good.
He's going to go nuts. He's had about 300 yards in 2 games in a row. I think he does it again. Texas ran all over Oklahoma in that showdown. I think that Oklahoma State just pounds it. And it's going to be close. It's going to be really tight. Plus 5.5, I'll take it.
Okay.
I like it.
Washington, USC. Washington comes in 3.5 point favorite. USC back-to-back losses. Can they cover a spread at 3.5? It's pretty tight. Experts think it's close.
Chase.
What do you got?
It's coming to me.
Bring it around. This is a tough game.
I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I feel like pod listeners know which way I'm leaning, but Washington all day, all night, I would take it probably to 14. Washington's a way better team. USC can't get a stop against no matter who they're playing. That's been proven at this point.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who they play. They can't stop them. So Washington's actually a defense that can stop USC a few times. So how are they not going to cover 3.5?
Agreed.
I don't see any world. Unless Caleb Williams goes ballistic.
He goes nuts.
Like, you'd have to. The true Caleb Williams that everyone's waiting to see has to happen.
Just they go against better defenses. That's all it is. He's very good, but his team, defensively, is horrible. USC is terrible defensively, and when they go against a better defense, Caleb can't look like the insane.
Saw it against Notre Dame.
Yep.
Really bad.
Bad performance, and that was the game I was going to point out. I like Washington in this one as well. I'm with you guys on the USC. I mean, Cal last week, what was that?
Yeah, it was
50 to 49.
It was bad. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And people are
Couldn't
catching
stop
on. Public was all on Cal.
Yeah, I think you'll see this spread move in Washington's direction. I think it's going to go to a closer to maybe 5. I don't know what you guys think. I think you'll see this go up a little bit. So take Washington now while you can. I like the Huskies. As long as the defense shows up for Washington, which is definitely better than USC's, they should be able to handle them for sure.
I agree.
All right, last game, and this is a game that's big for you loving LSU. LSU versus Bama at home. The Tide are 3-point favorites only in this game.
I like the Tide. The Tide in Tuscaloosa. LSU Alabama is always such a special game.
Yeah.
And I know that you're loving LSU this year, and I think that Bama's kind of started to figure it out, and I think that I think it's going to be close, but I think it's Alabama at least by 3.
You guys know what I'm on.
Yeah, he's LSU all day.
I agree. Bama is putting it together. LSU is as well, though. Both had the shaky starts.
Yeah.
JT. I mean, Malik Neighbors. They're getting the running game going. They're just really good offensively. LSU is. Bama, I feel like it's more the other way. They're really good defensively, and then their offense tends to struggle at time to time. They are inconsistent at the quarterback position. A lot of the times I like to say the better quarterback wins. And to me, the better quarterback is LSU's. So we'll go with that. On the road, it's tough, but.
It's tough, and I think public will be – I think it'll be kind of more split than you think. I just feel like this is just a top 10 matchup. Maybe it'll go more Bama's way, 3.5, 4, but I like the Tide. I think they've picked it. They've gotten out of momentum, a streak that LSU looks better than they did, but Alabama from where they started it now is even bigger. So I like Bama to cover that 3-point spread. It could be right at 3. It might be, and it'll push, but I think they can win this game. So
I like it.
All right, well, last but not least thing on the pod, we'll let it off after this, but we have the StickKid Community Parlay. It's going to be just us 3 right now. Chase, we want to add if we can.
I think we just run 3.
Just 3. We'll run 3 because we have a guest. So what we've been doing is, I don't know, are we 1 and 2 now? I think we're 1 and 2. It's hard. Parlays are tough, guys, but ride this one. We got a guest. It's the hottest kid in the business of college football and NFL football, Garrison Earnest. So this is the parlay we got. Ernest, what is your lock for the first leg?
I'm starting us off, and I may be a trap, but for me, I'm liking the Buccaneers plus 2.5.
Okay.
I was honestly, they haven't had the best performances so far, but for me, it just felt like this is the one. I feel like they're going to flip it around, and this week they need to kind of come out. I mean, the NFC South is up for grabs.
Yeah,
Look at Atlanta; they can't figure out their quarterbacks. New Orleans, what's going on? But yeah, I mean, and the Houston Texans haven't really impressed me. You know, it's the Texans. I don't know how much to say.
They score that much. That's their issue.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I'm taking the Bucks -2.5 at Houston.
Or +2.
I'm
Plus 2.5.
I'm
Plus
so
2.5. Sorry.
Scared.
Why?
I'm scared of that one.
All right.
I
Chase.
told you.
What do you got?
We ride anyway, but
Yeah, we're riding for sure.
I have Chiefs -2.5. Also scary, I'm sure, for a lot. The London game, the bright lights early in the morning. Mahomes, he was sick this last game, had the flu against the Broncos in the snow. Come on, guys. I mean, that was never meant to be, especially when they just played recently. I always say it's tough to play someone that close in time. I just see them being 3 points better than the Dolphins when the Dolphins have not proven themselves in one big game yet. Not one big game
Neutral
yet.
site too.
There you go.
Neutral site.
Yeah.
Hey, both of our picks here coming off of losses this past week. So let's see if
one
they can
thing
turn
I
it
do
around.
like.
I
Let's
like
go,
that.
Gary!
There you
All
go.
right. So bounce back W's. I'm going to the college football scene.
Yep.
Listen, the team that just cracks the top 10 in college football playoff rankings. This kid's sister's school right here, the Rebels
Let's
of
hear it.
Mississippi. Come on.
Hotty toddy.
I like it. I love their colors, man. I'll say that. I'm riding because of that, even if I didn't know what was going on. So, Ole Miss Rebels. I think against the Aggies, they can cover. I mean, it's a -3 spread,
Yeah.
and they got momentum, right?
At Ole Miss,
My guy Dart just
Jackson
throws
Dart
darts.
has been phenomenal.
He's
I think he's just progressing week by
Yeah.
week. I think Lane Kiffin is just such a great coach, and I think
Right.
that's a great pick. I think that he's also a coach that's going to keep his foot on the gas. So
Yeah.
3-point
Oh, yeah,
spread
he
is
is.
nothing to him.
He's gonna make sure that covers. Come on,
Right.
boys.
One thing I like about our lay, not big spreads.
Not big
even
spreads.
like a 6.5 in
Yeah,
here.
we kept it close.
Keeping it
Kept
tight.
it really within a field goal for each one, so
Pretty close.
we'll see.
Be ready to bite those nails on this parlay. I'll say
There you
that.
go.
God, I hope the field goals come our way at the end of the game. That's what it's going to
Alrighty,
come down
well,
to.
that's gonna do it for episode 58. Garrison Earnest, we appreciate it. This guy was unreal on the pod. It was great having a guest back on. And yeah, a ton of fun on this episode, guys.
Yeah, great to have Gary
Yep.
get the insights in. It's always great having a guest and someone that knows college football, Georgia football, Falcons. It's great to have someone else.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I didn't know coming in how I would do, and this is great. And go Dogs always. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs! That's
You
going to
heard
finish
it.
out. Like,
All right.
subscribe, boys. We're out of here. Peace.